Over the next couple of lessons, we're going to cover AP Calculus topics 2.5, Power Rule, and 2.6, Derivative Rules. Up to this point, we've been using the limit definition to find derivatives, which is very time-consuming and often involves a lot of algebra. Fortunately, there are shortcuts to taking derivatives, and we're going to take a look at several differentiation rules that will allow us to do that. Let's start with the constant rule, which states that the derivative of a constant is 0. We're basically saying the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Try these examples using the constant rule. All these functions are constant, so the derivative of each of these functions is 0. Next, let's go over the power rule, which says that if you have a function y equals x to the n, where n is some real number, x is your variable, then to get the derivative of the function, dy dx, you can bring that n down and multiply with the x, and then reduce the exponent n by 1. Here it is in another notation. We can use the definition of the derivative along with the binomial theorem to prove this, but we're not going to do that in this lesson. Instead, let's look at some examples. Find the derivative of this function. In this example, n is equal to 5. So we can bring that down, then dy dx is equal to 5x to the 5 minus 1 is 4. Gotta pause the video and try this one. Bring the 20 down, we get 20x, and then reducing the exponent by 1 is x to the 19. In this example, n is negative 5. So let's bring that out, and reducing it 1, you get x to the negative 6. So notice when the power of the function is negative, the power of the derivative is more negative. Let's keep going. Find the derivative to the square root of x, which can be written this way. Bring that half down. Now a half minus 1 is negative a half. And following exponent rules, which can also be written this way. And the last two here are special cases of the power rule. When the power is 1, the function is linear. Here's what the graph of y equals x looks like. So the slope is 1. When the power is 0, that means the function is a constant. And as we said at the beginning of this lesson, the derivative of a constant is 0. Let's try a couple more. Given g of x, what's g prime of x? In many differentiation problems, the first step is to rewrite it in a form where you can use the power rule. We can rewrite this as d by dx of x to the 1/3. Bring that 1/3 down, and then reduce the exponent by 1. 1/3 minus 1 is negative 2/3. And using exponent rules, you can rewrite that as 1 over 3x to the 2/3. And finally, y is equal to 1 over x squared. Again, in order to use the power rule, you need to rewrite this in the form x to the n. Now we can bring the exponent down and then reduce it by 1. And following power rules, you can rewrite it like this.